much in your backyard that is untapped and unexplored. Alright, so I'm picking up where I left off in the last video. I'm walking through a field of lily pads on this small stream that I initially wanted to go trout fishing on. And you probably think, how could trout live in an environment like this? I'm gonna show you guys as I walk upstream. The whole entire purpose of the video is to throw this little jerk bait that's been catching me everything lately and try to catch some trout out of the stream that got me into wild brown trout fishing. Actually, the stream where I caught my first ever wild brown. You gotta do whatever it takes to catch the fish. Oh, even get smacked in the face with bushes. I was talking about getting soaked. So you have, like we saw, the lily pad water. Walk up through this little channel. This isn't even where the creek runs, but get ready for it. And then you come out to a beautiful looking trout stream with a lot of current. I just think this spot is something super special. I'm excited to bring you guys along for today's adventure. You can see nobody's been fishing this water because there's spider webs over the creek and no footprints on the bank. This is the kind of fish I like. Right on the side of the road, you can hear cars coming by, but nobody at all fishes it. Oh, got him. First trout of the day on my first cast. I think the GoPro's on. This is a little wild brown. 11 seconds on the recording. I literally started right in time, wet the hands down, get the hook out right away. My hunch was that wild browns would be biting this jerkbait like crazy, and I am correct. Another look at the lure that I'm using. Literally looks like a baby wild brown. And I just caught that thing right out of this pool where there's some fast current, and that bite came a lot quicker than expected. I mean, there's so much in your backyard that is untapped and unexplored and just has so much life and beauty to it. The best tip would be fish spots that aren't necessarily too far away from everything, but just might be overlooked by the common angler. And that's how you find your best fishing areas, because this is right on the side of the road. And you keep going up and it just gets further and further off the road, but you're always within 1,000 feet of a road. It's not necessarily wilderness, because a lot of people fish those areas, but it's just in between, like no pull-offs really. Off to a fantastic start. I'm curious to fish this jerkbait here. The whole reason why I wanted to come out here with this lure is because I fish here with spinners, spoons, little soft plastic baits, but I've never fished it with a jerkbait, and it seems like the fish are just like, they're hitting it like no tomorrow. There's no question in their mind if they're gonna hit it or not. And I feel like I might catch my biggest fish out of here today on the jerkbait. There we go, fish on. The heck? Is that another bass? We're getting into the bass fishing days yet again. A little quick release. Whoa, that's a cool looking sunfish. This sunfish has a black tail. I wanna catch him. Oh, another bass. Another freaking bass. From trout to bass. You can see the transition. Fast moving water down there, that's where the trout are holding up. Same creek, just one pool up. And it's all bass, sunfish, and warm water species. Untouched beauty of New Jersey. It's one of my favorite streams, hands down. We're getting into some more trouty looking water up here. Wow, this is just bringing me back to the days when trout fishing was just such a mystery. Like just catching a 5-inch wild brown like I did back there, that was a prize. That was the ultimate prize. Flows are so low though. That's the one thing I'm slightly concerned about. Come on, trout, we know you want it. Oh, nice trout on it. That looks like a rainbow. I was throwing it right up in the current and I wasn't getting any bites in the back of this pool. Like it almost seemed like there were no fish in the pool, and I took one cast directly in the current and just got swiped. But a lot of the times trout in small streams like this, they're very finicky. If you get one hit from a trout that gets a good look at your lure, chances are they're not gonna come back and try to hit it again. That's what differentiates small stream fishing from fishing a creek that's maybe 4 times the size of this and bigger wild browns. They might actually come back and hit it again, or there'd be like 10 other fish in the pool, so it kind of seems like they come back. But streams like this could just be a couple fish per pool and they're not gonna come back and hit it again. So somehow no trout after that first cast, and I've just been working upstream a little bit, bumping from pool to pool. Hopefully we're gonna get some bites. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind we're getting more trout, and that was definitely not the first cast curse, but maybe a little pause on the bite for a second. There we go, that's gotta get one. Got him, fish on. Oh, first cast curse is not in effect whatsoever. That is a wild rainbow actually. species number 2 on the day. These things are less prominent in this trout stream. Look at this. This literally looks like a West Coast baby steelhead. This fish came out of the fast moving water right here. We'll get him right back where he came from. Oh, there he goes. On his way back. That was sick. That was a wild rainbow. I wanted to give you guys a better look at that specimen. They're beautiful out of this creek. And you can see it's just like such a small stream setting. Literally feels like you're catching baby steelhead. It was funny, I was curious when the next bite was gonna come because I caught a brown just literally right away, and I was working up probably 3 or 4 pools downstream, but I knew there had to be one out of this little segment. They're either, during the spring, a lot of times the fish are right under this tree. There's a lot of cover, but right now, because the creek is low, I think we're finding most of the fish in the straight current. Like, even though it's straight current, it's not even that much. Look at this, like, this stream's fun to fish because it's good hole after good hole. And this has always been such a mystery location to me because you can see it's one of the deepest spots on this river with the tree and the current coming right over. I've never landed a big one out of here. But I got a feeling the biggest trout in the creek literally could be right in here. So let's get one cast from the back of the pool, and then I'm gonna stand on that tree and cast down into it. All right, here goes nothing. Huh, so funny, I never catch a big trout out of that pool right there, and always amazes me, but just gonna keep on working upstream. Trout fishing definitely teaches you that you just gotta keep on moving sometimes, because every pool has got its own appeal. Every pool has something special. I lost one of the biggest trout I've ever seen out of this creek in this pool once. There's something so good about this small size jerkbait. It's smaller than most of the trout jerkbaits that I fish. And I think the fish just like that easy meal, to be honest. Ah, this is awesome. We're coming up to the spot where I caught my first ever wild brown trout. And you're gonna understand the reason why it's a pretty special spot for me. Because you can see how this creek looks. It's pretty consistent with the structure of it. And then you walk up to this spot. And it was the first time I ever took a cast in this little area. I was throwing a golden trout magnet. I caught him right in the middle of that pool, actually right off that back rock where we saw the trout rise. So I'm gonna set this camera down. So this is one of those spots where you gotta capitalize on every cast. That was a pretty good one. Oh. Got him. Oh. I don't know, for some reason I think I just got bit by a couple panfish. The trout strikes are... Oh. Right up there in the current, that was where the fish was. Damn. I think I lost my opportunity on catching a trout out of this pool, but that's okay. Definitely a slight surprise not to land one out of the spot where I caught my first wild brown trout ever, but that kind of just shows, first of all, time of year and just how the creek changes a little bit over time. And when I caught that wild brown, it was during the winter, and the winter, this is a great pool, but during the summer with the not much current pumping through it, the deep water is an advantage, but there would only really be a fish right there, and I don't really think this pool has enough current to sustain one of the bigger wild browns. I think we're gonna find the biggest fish, like I said, straight in the current, probably in one of those pools where it's like a straight chute of water down into like a 4-foot deep hole. It's probably where the biggest one that we'll see in this creek would be. And the fish migrate all throughout the year. Like a big brown won't just sit in one pool year round. It'll move around to wherever it has the best advantage to feed, depending on the time of year. So you can see how the creek has changed a little bit. It's a little bit wider and not as twisty turny. Got him. Topwater strike. I just got a topwater strike. Okay, ready? Got him. No. This is a story of missing every single nice trout that's bit. That was giant. That could have been my PB. Just jumped out of the water at the jerkbait. All right, last cast, because I spooked these trout. I'm making like the most precise cast you can imagine. All right, so I'm not getting discouraged so far. I'm not gonna let myself get discouraged. Oh, got him. I guess I truly can't let myself get discouraged. When I do, the fish bite. Oh my gosh. First time it happened, I was like, oh, first cast curious, we're gonna catch anything. I landed that wild rainbow. And now after losing like 2 or 3 pretty nice trout, I just landed that bass right away. So I think odds are in my favor for today. I just have to make it up to another good pool. You can see the creek transitions again into a really slow moving section where I'm not really gonna get that many bites. I've come out here some days and gotten really discouraged when the bite is tough like this and when I'm missing big fish. But it just kind of leads you to more fish upstream, and there's not really anything bad about missing those fish, especially during the summer. It's like you got a hit out of the fish, and if you saw it, in my books, it's just as good as catching the thing. Beautiful stream though. It's like literally my favorite spot to just walk through and take a day to just enjoy. Let's check out where we're at right now. The setting completely changed super quick, and now I'm in a fern field walking up more into like the mountain region of this creek where it really starts to turn into more of a trout stream. This pool has got to give us a fish. Come on. Oh my God, did you see that? Did you see that bite? Please tell me you're seeing all these crazy trout takes. I mean, they're hitting it like a ton of bricks. Got him. No. I mean, they really want the jerkbait. There's no doubt about that, but can they get the jerkbait? We're coming up to one of my favorite pools. This is where me and my buddy William would always go and just have so much faith that we were about to land the biggest trout of the day. It's really deep. It's probably 5 feet deep. There's a tree that's fallen down in it. The only problem is there's not much current. I wonder how that's gonna affect it for today. I think that we're gonna get definitely a hit from a big fish, but I can't guarantee. Got him. Creek chub initiated. There we go. It's a fake trout right there. And like I said, if you fish for these things during either the spring or fall, I think it's the fall, to be honest. They get horns on them. The male creek chub, they get pretty horny for the other ones, literally. Who's to say trout are better than these guys? I mean, yeah, they kind of are, but for the sake of the video, you know. This pool's looking pretty good. Got him, fish on. Let's go. Big brown. That is exactly what I've been looking for this entire trip. That's a freaking stud for this creek. Oh my gosh, I've caught this fish before. I've caught this one before with Leah. I'll post a picture of it. I think it's the same fish. Okay, got him landed. Oh, he's off, quick release. That's good for the summer though, and just feels so good to land a pretty big size wild brown, because I've been trying to catch one of those things for the past about an hour. Came out of this spot exactly. So this is kind of what I was talking about earlier, how most of the fish are gonna be where there's a ton of current pumping into some deeper water. You got the tree for some cover that the browns can hide under there and ambush their prey. Browns are very predatory fish, unlike the common belief. Like trout are usually seen as like, okay, they eat like bugs and little critters and stuff, but brown trout act just like pike. And I've found that out from brown trout fishing huge rivers where I throw like a 5-inch jerkbait. They'll come up and smoke it. You'll have like a 12-inch brown hit a 6-inch jerkbait. It's ridiculous. That honestly usually goes for most fish. Their eyes are bigger than their stomach, and they're always willing to eat a ridiculous meal just because they're opportunistic and they'll take whatever they can get in the moment. Standing here on the bank of one of the most beautiful little runs on this creek, it definitely captures the essence of this spot and just how much beauty there is in such a small stream. So I'm gonna check out from the video right now. It's a fun time coming out to the creek where I caught my first ever wild brown. And I actually got inspired to take the adventure in a slightly different direction. So I'm gonna go do that right now and get back to you guys in the next video. So until next time, keep on getting out there, keep on promoting the positivity fishing, and keep on sending it no matter what, no matter where you are. Small stream, big stream, first stream you ever caught a trout at, keep sending it. Skye Life out.